Tony Gonsolin picks the perfect time to show everyone that he's human after all. There are 3 surprises for the Rams that you should take notice of when training camp opens. And if the Utah Jazz really do implode, it stands to benefit UCLA. Hi, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is Faithful Angelenos. I'm always faithful to LA while I'm on the road. I'm working out in Omaha, Nebraska now, and it's kind of strange being in these rat trap hotels. The guy in front of me complained to the manager about having to swat scorpions out of his bed. Feel totally safe. Thank you to the new subscribers, by the way, who joined in. If you like the content we've been putting out, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notifications bell. Hit that. After all, we put out new videos, it'll let you know it's there. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist, and by all means, comment. Because it's either here or I'm trying to go to the Hooters down the road. I don't want to do that. Now, before we go through the news and notes, let's check out the scores from around the area. Last night at Dodger Stadium was the All-Star game. Tony Gonsolin gave up all 3 runs that the AL got in the inning that he pitched, and the American League went on to win 3-2. Hey, better now or better in the All-Star game than in the regular season or the playoffs as far as I'm concerned. Clayton Kershaw pitched a shutout inning to start the game. He also picked off Shohei Ohtani in a dramatic little turn of events. Mookie Betts had an RBI single. Trey Turner 1 for 2. So mixed bag for the Dodgers that night. Also, in WNBA action, the Sparks 86, Indiana 79. The Sparks are 11-14. Sparks did something nice. They honored imprisoned WNBA player Brittany Griner. They delivered shoes to the needy. Now, on the surface, it does sound a little silly. What does delivering shoes have to do with being in a Russian prison, right? But apparently handing out free shoes to the poor was Griner's thing when she plays in Phoenix. So it was a nice gesture. Training camp will begin Saturday for the LA Rams, your defending Super Bowl champs. Now, the LA Times started off, they had an interesting little story. They reported that wide receiver Tutu Atwell texted Cooper Kupp after the Super Bowl. The text read, "I want to be great." Therefore, Atwell spent the entire offseason with Kupp. It's turned the head of Coach Sean McVay, who wasn't too impressed with Atwell, the former second-round pick. He wasn't too impressed with him last year. The receivers coach thought Atwell was taking things for granted. Now that same coach thinks that Atwell's approach to the game is night and day. So don't be surprised if the Rams have finally uncovered another gem. I also want to credit Jordan Rodriguez of The Athletic, if that's how her name is pronounced. She covers the Rams for The Athletic. She explained something about the Rams offense that you should take note of if you're an X's and O's type of guy. If you always notice, the Rams wide receivers, they tend to bunch up towards the offensive line at the corners to try to help out with blocking. But it's more than just simply helping out with blocking. Sean McVay likes to create mismatches with Cooper Kupp. In a sense, he is serving as a pseudo tight end, despite the fact that he doesn't have the size of a tight end. He lines up there. He can either block well and serve as an additional offensive line, which in the meantime opens up a passing lane for the tight end to go out and route, or vice versa. So the defense doesn't even know who the hell they're going to cover. Impressive little twist. We've also talked a lot in these clips about the so-called star player on the Rams and the Chargers defense. That's the defensive back who also kind of plays this sort of cornerback, safety, linebacker hybrid. And Jalen Ramsey is the star. But here's something also important. The green dot position. Now, if you've ever noticed on an NFL game, one defensive player has a green dot on the back of his helmet. That's the helmet that has a communication device to the defensive coordinator. Why does this matter? Well, because that player can't leave the field and better know the playbook inside and out. He's communicating to his teammates what the defensive coordinator wants. And it's Bobby Wagner who's the green dot, which is incredible. Wagner's only been in LA for what, 2-3 months? And he already has developed such a rapport with Raheem Morris, he already knows the playbook back to front. And the Rams defense is extremely complex, and he has it down. So it's an extremely impressive start for Bobby Wagner. The Utah Jazz in the NBA may be facing a complete teardown and rebuild. They traded Rudy Gobert. They got a good haul for trading Gobert, by the way. They got 4 first-round picks after all. And rumors are swirling about what's going to happen with Donovan Mitchell if he's staying in Utah. But there's a butterfly effect when you trade away that many important players. Who does it impact? Who does it benefit? UCLA grad Johnny Juzang, remember him? Yeah, the guy who could have been a lottery pick if he went out for the draft a couple of years ago, but instead stayed with UCLA. And unfortunately, it actually led to his draft stock plummeting. So he winds up signing what's called a two-way contract with the Jazz. But now, he's in the right place at the right time. The sharpshooter says he's thrilled. Quote, wouldn't want to be anywhere else, unquote. A scout says that even as a rookie, Johnny Juzang could get as many as 30 minutes a night for Utah. And the Summer League coach says that he's extremely impressed with Johnny Juzang's competitiveness, his quote-unquote compete factor. So, despite the fact he's not going to get paid like a lottery pick, he could wind up developing pretty quickly with Utah. It's a fluke, but hey, right place, right time. The USC football team is a popular bet in Las Vegas to win the national title, and this has ESPN completely flummoxed. They have no idea why the hell you would put down so much money on the Trojans. ESPN is freaking stupid. They never learn. LA, Vegas, Alabama, Vegas. You don't have to get on a plane and fly across a continent to put a wager on the Trojans. You can drive. I mean, for Pete's sakes, how many of us have done this? We say whatever, we get all of our friends, we go for a weekend of strippers, gambling, and booze, and then right on the way out the door, there's the sports book. Yeah, you put money down on the Lakers to win the NBA title. You put down money on USC to go to the national title game. And then you hope you're not drunk enough on the drive home, right? Not proud of it. We've all done it, not proud of it. Somebody needs to get ESPN like a Globe or a Thomas Brothers guide. How do they not figure that out? Well, they're the idiots who employed Chris Berman. Speaking of ESPN, NBA beat writer Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that a Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving deal isn't dead yet. It may not be dead, but they've got a feeding tube in the mouth and somebody's clearing the paddles on that one. I mean, come on, guys. They keep trying to revive it like it's going to happen any minute now. It blows me away. Because the internet, they've been doing this all summer, right? They keep throwing out names. They keep throwing out names for clickbait. And the names just make you want to barf when you look at it, right? Julius Randle. Dennis Schrader wants to come back. I'm going to tell you something about the Lakers, because we always try to stay to the facts here on Faithful Angelenos. We do. The best option until something breaks, if something breaks on the trade market, has to come from within their system. It just does. And so you're sitting there saying to yourself, well, okay, how do you find something impressive in the system? I got something for you. Who impressed in Summer League? If you can get one potential guy to play quality minutes out of Summer League, that's a win. Cole Snyder, or Cole Sweeter, I should say. Cole Sweeter shot over 50% from three-point range at NBA Summer League. Now, I'm not going to front. I realize that the defense in Summer League is not going to be the same in the NBA for regular season. But you can't ignore somebody shooting 50% from beyond the arc, can you? So keep an eye on Cole Sweeter. because he's one of those 3-and-D guys that kind of fits in with the new offense that Darwin Ham wants to install for the Lakers. The Kings have hired Jim Hiller as an assistant coach. His focus is on the power play. The Kings are terrible at that. I don't know if that's going to move any needles, so as they say. Speaking of something where I doubt it's going to move the needle, LAFC has acquired a midfielder, Sebastian Mendez from Orlando City. Now, you sit there and you say, well, maybe this Mendez can play a little because he's played for the Ecuadorian national team and whatnot. And we're always impressed when somebody plays international soccer. But he only played 13 matches for Orlando this year. So I don't think of it as that big a deal at all. Meanwhile, MLSsoccer.com is reporting that LAFC is not opposed to listening to trade offers for forward Christian Arango, who's arguably their leading scorer. Now keep in mind, LAFC does have an open DP slot. And I'm going to be honest with you, the silence that we're hearing from the Galaxy place is deafening. I think basically, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a Galaxy supporter, and I know a lot of Galaxy supporters have joined into Faithful Angelenos, and I'm very thankful for it. But I do not like reporting rumors. And we haven't heard a flick of anything since Derek Williams basically blasted some of his coworkers, or his teammates, without naming them after Saturday's match. So we're taking a wait-and-see approach. Don't get me wrong, when they finally do open their mouths, they're going to give you this fake Chamber of Commerce, everything is great, happy talk, bullcrap answer. I think we have to expect that. But I'd rather listen to that and tell you what we think about it, have a conversation about what we think about it, than spread rumors about somebody coming in when we have no idea. What I can tell you about the Galaxy is that they have dropped 7 spots in the MLS Power Rankings from 8 all the way to 15. And I can also tell you that they have fewer points now than they did at this point last season. And we all know what happened at the end of last season. So things honestly are not looking that great for the blue, white, and gold. Unless, of course, they have ram horns on a helmet. But you tell me what you think. Now, if you enjoyed this morning's broadcast, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're always trying to build something here for LA sports. Thank you for watching. I'm James. Faithful Angelenos is again Corte El Queso production. Take care.